Hello, peeps. Whatever the fuck I call you, I still haven't decided that. It is February 1st, 2023, 12:10 p.m., and I am about to play Build 24 of the Smoke Room, which includes some of Murdoch's route. And I'm really excited to see what they do with Murdoch because his entire character so far is really interesting. Like, he's one of the two in this game that I actually really like. Like, I like all the routes, but in terms of appearance, Murdoch and Cliff are the two that I like the most. But whatever, that's not important. I don't know why I'm saying that. Um, let's just get into it. No nonsense dilly dallying. Which one is Murdoch? William 2, Cliff 4, Nick 5, Murdoch 12. Okay. May 3rd. Are you kidding me? Bruh. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so I know that I haven't gotten there yet, but I wanted to say this real quick. I just noticed something in this scene. Um, See that? There's two red eyes there. There's a figure there. I hate that. And I'll get back to you when I'm, like, finished with this. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned this when I did this before, but, there's a figure there. And, this is new. I haven't seen this scene before. I think they added this, so I'm gonna voice it, I suppose. Well then, perhaps some of you will find this more informative than frightening. His tone of voice shifts in a way I'm not familiar with. The warm lilts and lazy drawls are gone. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Sharp tone of voice he's using now sounds precisely practiced and commands attention. Almost like something you'd hear from a carnival barker, but calmer than that. There's something that scientists have known for a long time about sensory experience and the truth. It's that all our certain experiences are facsimiles of the truth. All of them. Everything from excitement to the taste of good chocolate, to our relief when perceiving the form of a recognizable gaze through the fog or a mirror. And then there's pleasure in touch. Classes pause, where I can feel the warm blood in my paws pulse against the blood in the other. And there's pain and separation too. There's even exhilaration in the most basic form of familiarities, such as when you see a favorite color. But just know that even when we see something like the color red, we are not seeing red. We are seeing all the colors reflected back to us as light, interpreted by the cones in our eyeballs that are absorbed by the color red. We only know red by what it isn't. Our experiences of these realities that are objective to us are just a facsimile of the true experience, compiled by the organic technology of the body. What does facsimile mean? A reproduction. Murdoch nods again, the flicker lighting him in ways I don't think it ever had before. A fake punctuates that word so harshly. But how could you apply that to tasting something like a piece of chocolate? What is taste but when the right combination of molecules cause sense on our tongue to send pleasing electrical signals to the brain? What you and I experience when tasting exactly the same thing could be close but different, and we'd never be able to know. What? That's merely imitation of biology, then. Nothing so frightful about that. But what we're actually afraid of is not being able to know true difference. Knowing something credible through a freak accident of perception for only a moment, and never getting to know it ever again. How many things in our world do you think cannot be perceived because we can only understand them through an absence of their true essence? Okay, he's touching on stuff here that genuinely kept me up at night when I first, like, when I thought about it, to the point where I couldn't function. Like, I was in my room for a solid week just thinking about this shit, because I think a lot about these concepts that I learn, and I try and think about them in every way, shape, and form I can. And I really should have done that with this one, with this concept, because I couldn't sleep. Like, I couldn't sleep, I was, like, disassociating from this shit. Yeah. How many colors out there will we never be able to see because they're beyond our capability to fathom? If we're never able to know, then we shouldn't have to worry about it. That's exactly what I told myself to finally snap out of it. But you do want to know. You always want to know because you're curious by nature. Cliff rolls his eyes, but I can see a line in his face harden. What if the same idea that applies to senses, that could apply to things that are fully alive just as well as our sights and sounds and tastes? This part in particular, this is what kept me up. This is what kept me up at night, thinking about all the shit that might actually exist, that we just can't perceive because of our limited perception. And yeah, it gave me nightmares. What secret world could be all around us at all times? Intangible, unknowable, and unobtainable to our processing powers. What if I told you there is such a world? Then I would say you were trying too hard. What if I told you that there are more worlds than one as well? Infinite worlds of unthinkable perception. But you said yourself that unperceivable, exactly that. Intangible. But what if I told you there could be ways to perceive some things locked away in our brain? To let us perceive. Then I test them. Easy. Some people say there's a way. Well, then I simply have to hear it, don't I? Just find a well that's dark enough and deep enough. It should be so dark that you shouldn't be able to see your own reflection. Some people say when they look down, they experience the overwhelming sense that something is looking back at them from the bottom of the well. And they feel that it's looking back every time. Sounds to me like they're afraid of the idea of a reflection. I don't know, Cliff, there's a lot to be afraid of in a reflection. There's a lot to be afraid of in the concept of a reflection. And yeah, he's getting into the part that truly fucked me up. Like this started out fun, but it's not fun anymore, okay? Okay. Or maybe it's just uncomfortable to be stared at. I don't like that. Thank you, Sam! That's exactly my thought process right now. I'm getting flashbacks to when I fucking dissociated for a week over this shit. Also, I like how now the fucking screen is black after you planted that ID in our heads. I don't like that at all. Alright, fine. Well, it's fine. I'm admitting that was certainly better than the first attempt. So you're saying I scared you? I'm saying the story was successful. I'm not scared. But I can tell that it did scare you. Think what you like. I still have to go off my experienced reality. Men frighten me more than monsters or ghosts ever could. Okay, now we're getting back to the the regular stuff. That was a really fun scene, though. I mean, it wasn't fun, because now I have those thoughts in my head again, and I might actually spiral back into that, but whatever. Not like that's a problem or anything. No. I'll see when I get these routes updated. Okay, so here's the thing. Last time I went with Cliff and Murdoch and had that scene with John, I think, or one of someone in the cabin, and it's pretty disturbing. But I'm gonna stay with Jeb and Avery this time because I want to do the scene. They'll be fine on their own. Whatever you say, fella. Whose house y'all reckon this belonged to? Can't say, considering how much it's been disrepair for decades. We ain't never seen it. Bear booms something I don't understand, and Avery starts walking to the back of the house behind some bushes. What's he hollering about? Dunno, let's have a look. You see the others crouching over a clearing. More connections to Carl's route because of the campfire in the back and the figures dancing around it. Smells like ash. It was one of those bonfires that Daddy was talking about. That would be the case. There's a buildup of ash here, so it had to be used plenty. Strange to see this here, though. That style of cabin looks like something your people would build. Fill the ash with my paw and sift through it. It's soft and silky to the touch. Then it's hard and cold. I feel a lump. What's this? What's what? Pull out what's in the ash carefully, tipping it over as more dirt falls out of a hollow end. Brush away the caked on grime and feel the smooth sides of it. Looks like a pipe. Feel a little more till my paws rub against something coarse. Feels like there's something engraved too. JB. John Begay. God. Yeah, wow, that's a lot. I hold the pipe away from my face and look at it. There's an engraving on it. Either you know someone goes by these initials. No. Not a soul. Must have abandoned it. Or died. Yeah, hit the nail right on the head there, Sam. Maybe in that house, but I don't want to say that out loud. Okay, so I'll see you back, but yeah. See you back when I get this done. Okay, I'm just gonna I just updated Murdoch's route. I'm gonna do the rest of them later because I realized that I'm gonna have to do Nick's route again. I'm gonna have to like update Nick's route. And the fact that I have to do that and experience the spider demon chase again. No thank you. Let's just get into this. I stand up and march to the door. Then I put my paw on the cold handle, twist it, and tuck it open. I crack the door just a bit and look past the crack. No, I have things to say before I start. I'm only now beginning to realize just how fucking disgusting and genuinely evil the Echo entity is. Like, obviously, that's just like, it's fucking disgusting and evil, but the fact that it's actively triggering these people's worst sides and forcing them to confront them and just being like, you know what, fuck you, you're gonna have to deal with this and you're gonna like it. Not to mention the fact that that the things that cause it to like go away is like drugs and sex, just further amplifies this running theory that I have that this whole metaphor for the Echo entity is just trauma. Just trauma is the monster, which, yeah, it really is a monster. There's I'm not gonna get into it. Okay, I'm not going to. But yeah, the Echo entity is fucking disgusting, and it's horrific. Who's there? What do you mean, who's there? And what fucking voice do I give him? What voice do I give you? Oh, god damn it. The anticipated party. I can hear Tim's tail lashing just from the tone of his voice. Is everything all... Who is this? Hear a man's voice I've never heard before. Oh, Sam doesn't know the voice either. Cool. Jim? Then another. I should hope so. Though I can't for the life of me tell why the front door is cracked open in this manner. Is there a smuggling operation going on in there? Oh, right. This is Murdoch's front door, not my bedroom. Force of habit. Yeah, no shit. When your entire job revolves around what is essentially illegal, an illegal thing in this time period, yeah, I would imagine you develop that habit. Sorry, Al. Oh, no, you won't. I jump, hearing Mrs. Burns' voice right behind me as she touches my shoulder, brushing it, to signal my scooting out of the way. Not one step forward, you rascals. Alice still trying to dress on. Won't risk one moment for the chance. Won't risk for one moment the chance for you to lay eyes on her before the wedding. It's bad luck, you know. I'm fucking her voice up a lot. I think there's some playfulness in Mrs. Burns' voice, but it's hard to tell. Well, we're not exactly sticklers for tradition. Jim is noticeably less amused. Yeah, well, fuck you, cunt. Well, while you're under this roof, you will be. Hold on for a moment. She closes the door on him and spins around, looking. Then she sighs. Now where's Murdy when you need... That's cute. That's cute, Murdy. Her eyes fixate on me. You go find him and keep the girls on high alert. I'll hold the fort. I don't know why I'm giving her a British accent all of a sudden. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past this crew to sneak out of the garden and steal a look. Alright. Here's somebody turn a corner in the hall. Half expected to be Ralph or Murdoch's father, but it isn't. Dahlia. Gives me a curt nod. Mr. Ayers. Dahlia'd still be out in the garden right now. What makes you think that? Realized for a moment I probably wasn't supposed to have heard her sister's conversation from the bathroom. So I just jerked my head in the direction of the foyer. Your mama told me that you would be. She purses her lips. I see. Gave me yours to find Murdoch and have a shield holly from Jim's side or something. That sounds like her. Murdoch's already in the garden, so you won't have to look very long. Oh, good. Have you seen Ralph? Father took him to carry a few things. There's one less person to worry about for now. That's one less thing to worry about. Sorry. Right, thanks. Be patient before you make yourself known if you decide to go out there. We're under a lot of pressure. Weird thing to say. Alright. How is that a weird thing to say? Okay, okay, from a point of view of me, who knows what's happening with Jim and Murdoch and Holly, yeah. That actually, I really... That entire situation is fucking fucked. It's just... Holy shit. I walk out back through a little room with a screen door at the back and find myself in the rose garden. High fences block my view. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop pinging me, you fucking whores. I just really cannot, for the life of me, understand some people. But I suppose that's understandable, or whatever. Yeah, I just... High fences block my view of most things out here, save a few gaps in the lattice. But I can hear Murdoch and Holly conversing. Well, of course they're conversing. They're brother and sister. I don't know why I said that, that's a bit of a dumb thing to say. I'm just not particularly interested. Why? Just one party. Regardless, his friends are coming. I doubt I'll be missed. There's another side of that coin, too. You know how many parties I've had to attend when I preferred to stay in? Isn't that besides the point? No, it's the entire point. Finally dot it with a peacock's quill if I must. Not obliged to fulfill a fraction of the social obligations I've had over the years. They didn't ship you to finishing school, nor dictate the cut of your clothing, nor the clothes of fabric that look best on you night daily. You're not expected to give them grandchildren. Holly. Just curious to hear what you think, Murdoch. Think they treat me the same if they found me stealing off the night to dance in a barn? Thought I'd be examined if he even found me yet going for groceries after dark. I know you have it hard as well. Dixon bursts out an angry little laugh. Hard, you? So going to a party is hard now? No. I thought you would just jump at opportunities, something you do all the time anyway. It's not the same. Never said it was, but you can't just do this one last thing. Wedding's tomorrow. He needs to be in a good mood for this all to work out. If everything has to go perfectly for everything to work out, doesn't that make the plan bad? Her sigh as she puts down something that sounds like a magazine. I think we're good enough to do perfectly for one more day. Besides, you have any better ideas? I'll hear them if you do. Murdoch doesn't say anything for a while. You still want to get everybody out of town, right? Right. If Mother sees what a good change of pace of the city is for me, I know she'll want to move. I'll phone line after that. And what if they don't? And that's their decision. She might want to stay for a while, but I don't think he'll stay here for long. And you really care? You really think he'll bring us all? Maybe not, but I do, yes. Why? Because I know for a fact he loves... No, he doesn't. Jim does not love you. He's just doing this out of obligation himself. I don't want to help take care of my family. But what if he doesn't? I'm not going to entertain something I don't think is true. Blissful ignorance, am I right, you fucking bitch? God. I don't have the assurance that you do. It won't come to that. But what if it does? And I can handle it. When I turn the corner, they both look at me and stare. Sam? What does he want? There's an azure tone that isn't usually there. Not much of anything from present company. Just bearing the news that your fiancé has arrived. Already? It's early. Sounds like he brought company, too. That would be Neil and Reuben, then. We hear the back door open, then we hear Mrs. Burns' voice when we see her. All right, change of plans. Mrs. Burns shows up with Dolly at her side, marching the garden like it's an unconquered wilderness. Your father hasn't found all the catering equipment, and I don't trust their gentlemen to behave themselves. We're to have the men distract them while you're in proper condition to meet with them. Murdoch steps out of the way as she places a heavy-looking basket in front of Holly, then turns to look at us. Well, up to it, boys. Ladies need some space. Corner Murdoch's smile. That needs to be capitalized. Smile tightens a bit and he nods, looking at me and jerking his head in the direction of the door. Once we get back inside, the first thing I hear is a booming shout from the door slightly ajar. Murdoch! It's his father's voice. Glances at the hall leading to the door first, then the door going downstairs. Skips a step when he hears the yell again, and he sticks his head through the doorway. What? We could use help down here. Mother says I need to deal with the guests. They're grown men who can deal with themselves. Us Winter's bucks are screwed up and everyone's in the wrong place. You been messing around down here? No, Dad, I don't go in the cellar.
Well, if it's not you, then it was one of your sisters.
Is this really important right now?
If words come out of my mouth, they're important, you hear?
Shut the fuck up, you self-aggrandizing piece of shit.
Get your ass down here.
Aaron, his tail sticks up when he looks at the doorway. Gives me a quick look. I'll catch up.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Just let them talk.
Talk about what?
By the time I ask the question, his tail's already slipping past the door. It's hard not to groan as I looked out the corridor in front of me and shake my head. Hear more voices down the hall. The muscles on my neck tense up a little bit. Remember, Holly mentioned over dinner that Neil, whoever he is a congressman. Never met anybody that important before. Closest I've gotten is talking to the mayor once. Hope I don't mess up making propose some crazy new law. The voices get louder as I approach, but I don't want them to see me yet. Wow, these cocksuckers make me want to fucking kill them. They look terrible. And most likely they're sexist pieces of shit as well. We're stuck standing around much longer. I gotta look outside, make sure there aren't any people screaming away across the desert in light boats. Musical voice comes from abroad. Oh, musical voice, okay, from a broad, stout cat who teeters on his feet as he talks.
Such is the way of things, poor Reuben. So it goes, so it goes.
The marbled fox smirks.
I'm very familiar with how you like to be quick about things, but I thought medical school would have taught you some discipline by now.
Cat surprised me with a sudden burst of uproarious laughter. That makes the thin, tall dog, who I assume has to be Neil, snort.
I wouldn't trust this one with a scalpel until he's 2 drinks in.
Voice is deep and grim.
Your fiancée is a lovely little home, really.
Did he say little? My old house growing up used to be about the size of the foyer alone.
Pity it seems we're not going to see the rest of it.
God, you fucking assholes, I hate you. The cat wipes his eye and nods profusely.
I know you said she runs a tight ship, but it feels more like we're stranded at the dock.
No, Reuben, you don't know the half of it. She's the cat, make no mistake.
And what of the husband?
Far more than her husband. Frankly, if I had to wager, I'd say he's not doing any of the thrusting in that bit. Okay, what the fuck does that matter, you fucking piece of shit?
Cheeky thing to say, considering that's going to be your position in a few days.
Sounds as if you fancy the image, poor Reuben.
Well, I think you could certainly use some humbling. It's called the old ball and chain for a reason, Jim.
Tease all you like, but you'll both be sorry if you underestimate me. Murdoch was right. They don't seem much of the type to need additional conversation. Words for me.
We could just ask the fellow over there for some help. He looks like he's waiting for something to do.
Wait, is he talking about me? They could see me this whole time.
I don't think that'd be such a good idea. He's right, you know. If I had something to do, he would be doing it. If he's any good, I mean.
Leave him be for now. He'll have his work cut out for him tonight at the party.
What does that mean exactly?
Yeah, what does that mean? Let's see how our conversations go a few drinks in. Exhale a breath of relief when I hear Murdoch and Ralph chatting down the hall. Oh, hello. What the fuck was that? Jesus. Fox walks up to take and shake each one of the men's hands. You must be Neil. You must be Neil, and you must be Reuben. I know you both come a long way to be here.
I'm accustomed to traveling often. I can say the same, although admittedly the tumbleweeds are a change of pace.
I suppose you wouldn't have, though, but there's a bounciness to him that I admire.
And we hear you're very bouncy.
All three of them laugh. Murdoch clears his throat and then nods. Well, shall I fetch you any drinks?
Are they not being put to use?
Neil gestures to me, then to Ralph. The groundskeeper is not present, but this is Sam, one of the stockers at the general store. No, I decide not to speak. And this is Ralph, who is my childhood friend. Did you really think I was going to serve you a slice of sausage and a stick or something? Glances over at Ralph from bottom to top.
My mistake.
Murdoch gives Ralph a look that says, please don't without speaking it aloud.
Hold the drinks for now. There's plenty of them where we're going.
Agreed. The walk to the hip is whatever the opposite of an awkward silence is. Three men chat amongst themselves as tight as brothers. They're probably chatting about some fucking shitty-ass sexist bullshit. Fucking hate these three. They don't make any attempts to pause or ask Ralph or Murdoch or myself any such thing. I'm grateful for that for my sake alone. When the doctor brings up astronomy or the congressman brings up film, I can tell the fox wants to jump in. Sours me some. There's a small crowd everyone outside the hip, which tells me the inside is going to be packed. When you step inside, I can see that I'm right. Hip is close to full for a weekday evening. Looks like the whole staff is on deck. Brought out the white linens and candles for the tables tonight. Harlan is talking fast with a crowd of men asking for drinks. Waitresses carrying hot bowls of sizzling dishes scurry back and forth to each end of the dining area, pushing trolleys full of shining containers. Hard to think this is the same place where I sleep day in and day out considering what's going on. What's stranger is the person walking up to me with a notebook in her hand. Good evening, gentlemen. Table for 5.
6.
That's not the voice. She looks them over and stops at me with a slightly confused look on her face. Thinks she's staring at the suit I'm wearing. We're packed tightly tonight, but I can squeeze you all in somewhere.
We have a reservation.
Looks us all over again. I see. Wine and dine situation is first come, first serve.
So it goes, so it goes.
I apologize for any misunderstandings. Presume you booked a room upstairs then.
That was my intention.
Your surname?
Surname is Sterling.
Cynthia flips through the papers and her brow lifts a bit. I see. Easily done. You have a few hours before everything's ready. There's an open table by the window.
Let's be on our way then.
It's pretty clear that he's talking just the new folks. Before you go, can I borrow him for a moment? Jim shrugs and gestures.
It's no business of mine.
I'll return him shortly. She pulls me into one of the staff washrooms. You look expensive. Are they gangsters?
No, I actually don't know that. At least they aren't to my knowledge. There's a wedding tomorrow.
Oh? I love weddings.
I don't think you'd care much for this one.
I'm assuming the groom is the one you didn't book for the smoke room.
One? Wait.
So how many people am I booked for tonight? No, it says 4 at once. I'm reeling a little bit. 4? Murdoch is barely keeping it together with one man. Don't know what 3 would do to him. Briefly find it funny that Ralph clearly wasn't paid for, but it's no surprise considering the direction that conversation would go.
What a mess.
Don't you mean a blessing? For just one book, you just quadrupled your rate for a night.
The groom is involved. He tilts her head.
Oh!
So is somebody
who I think would want to be involved. I could take him for the night. You'd still have to pay me, of course.
I don't think that idea works in this case. I'll break it to him and let him decide.
That's generally how these things get resolved. Nod and part ways with her, hoping to find my way to Jim's table. Find my way to Jim's table, Jesus. There's a lot going on here, and yeah, it's a lot. Once I take my seat, the noise of the piano picks up. One of the waitresses brings us a flagon of water in cups.
Really now? No dinner reservations? I suppose that's the... I suppose that's the countryside for you.
Jim whistles. There's enough charm if you know where to look. His eyes flick to me and to Murdoch for a moment.
See what I told you? He's whooped already. Poor boy's gone local.
You acquire a bit of wanderlust when you choose to go outside. You should try it sometime when he's not stitching bodies together and he's not in office thinking up new taxes to draft.
I touch a good deal of healthy bodies in the city. We have beds aplenty and don't have to make do with hay bales.
Pardon my interruption, but I'm very curious. Has a single one of you been inside a barn in your life? What the fuck was that voice? That was not his voice. Can't say I know the pleasure.
My father owns a horse barn.
So you had you shovel shit here. So you had you shovel the shit and everything. What the fuck's going on with my voice? Oi. So we had you shovel the shit in that. What the fuck? I can't fucking do this right. Jesus. So we had you shovel the shit and everything. What the fuck is going on?
That's what stuff is for.
Right. So, we can agree that you all have hands as smooth as a baby's bed cheek. The cat snorts while sipping his water, while Jim and Neil glance at one another, then back to the rat.
Let's hear your background, then.
Whatever you'd like to know.
What does a Satlander do spend his days tucked away in Emma County?
Pharmacology.
Really now?
Reuben here might like the pill pushing type, but I hope we can change the subject.
Funny job for a Southlander.
I'll swirl his glass. Funny how?
Surely a nation built from criminals has all sorts of uses for men in the pharmaceutical business.
Shut the fuck up, you... Oh my god. Too true. They teach us how to process and identify all substances known to man. If you make enough friends like me, then you can recoup a... Oh my god, what the fuck's going on with my fucking voice? Jesus Christ. If you make enough friends like me, then you can recoup all the coke you need for your friends south of the border after Harrison anti-drug passed. Neil chopped and put his glass down at the table. Reuben was roaring with laughter.
He's got you by the balls there. I wasn't aware that the tabloid made it all the way out to the boonies.
Oh, certainly. We had two presses, if you would be believed, before the one got burnt down. Telephones and electricity, too. We don't want to make it too frightful out here for the city people like you. They got you wrapped up in a scandal, Neil? Now there's the hot-blooded Neil I used to know. I really am missing out. Neil stared sternly, lips curling up as he finished another chug of water. Then the bottom of his glass thudded against the table.
Baseless accusations, of course. Couldn't make up enough lies about me to take me to court.
Jim sighed dramatically. Just a dutiful Neil. I figured you insist upon going by the books. Neil plucked a pipe from his pocket, carefully stuffed a bit of tobacco into the end, put it in his mouth, and lit it.
You sound so disappointed to hear that.
Seems pointless to be a senator if you don't get caught up in a scandal or two. Okay. Fuck, why are we getting into politics here? Jesus.
Perhaps that's why I enact legislation and you study rocks, old boy.
Can't say I know the pleasure.
We keep our noses clean enough.
No, you don't. You're fucking lying. Especially if they never catch you, eh?
Why not? After all, that seems to be the fantasy you want to entertain.
Ralph, behave.
Come now,
I'm just another performer providing tonight's entertainment. Why the fuck can't I do the voice I was doing for him earlier? Jesus. Weird the fact. Okay, I kind of got it there. He makes a gesture at Reuben, who's in tears from laughing so hard, and Jim, who's wearing an undeniable smirk. As if on Ralph's cue, the piano picked up. Performer I've never seen before takes the stage and starts to sing. She's pretty good, but the crowd is still talking amongst themselves, barely listening. Most of the audience members paying attention have eyes set in the backup dancers joining the stage. They aren't exactly wearing much. Flowy dresses with slips that show off a lot of leg. Neil leans forward in his seat.
Only something easy on the eyes.
Well, there are certainly women.
They most certainly are.
That's leaning forward too. What's the matter, Neil? Are you saying our party isn't fair enough for you?
It's fair enough for a party that only serves sausage, if you get my drift.
But perhaps all meat has flavor if you get my drift.
I suppose if you lived in a place like this, you'd be desperate enough to think so. Never seen more men in this country than my days in the service, and that's quite the feat. The fattest wallets will empty quickly if you're surviving on showgirls.
Poor, proud Neil. You've shared yours before. Surely you won't think about her in those hasty moments.
Scoundrel!
I welcome the insult.
I haven't even had my first drink yet.
Then what'll it be?
Let me have a look at their strongest gin.
And what are you in the mood for, Reuben?
Drink or sip into?
Whichever you prefer to answer.
Any port in a storm, right? But answer both, something smooth.
I'll be right back. I think I need some air. Looks a little queasy. You're a bit off. Maybe take it easy on any drinks. I think I use a break from all this too.
Me too. Don't go far.
Looks at the rat. Do you need to join him? Not at all. I'm very comfortable right now. That's great to hear. The other voices fade as I follow Murdoch's big tail through the crowds of people. Now that I think on it, I think I know exactly the right topic for this bachelor party.
And what's that?
Religion! What the fuck? Follow him until he runs into a wall people can barely walk. So I tug on his tail and getting his attention. Flinches and swirls around, then breathes in relief when he sees me. You want to head up to my room? It's quiet there. Nods and leads him up the stairs. God, thank fuck. No more of those ass wipes. Jesus. When we're inside the room, he exhales. I saw you taunting that woman you work with. Starts pacing. Did she say he booked you? I nod.
That she did.
Oh, of course he would. Of course he would. I'll pace around and looks at me. You and him and who else?
And his two buddies.
Rolled the back of my head.
And you too.
Nods and sits down on my bed with a thud. And he scratches beneath the fur in his head aggressively.
You don't look so good.
I open the drawer and take out one of my cigarettes. So then how do I fix this? Lighter is cool to the touch as I flick it.
It's good sometimes that you don't.
Shakes his head. Not tonight.
Or the next one either, I reckon.
It's Holly's wedding.
And then it's the busiest day at the store. And then it's picture day.
Funny how it's always something, ain't it? He shrugged. Why's that your problem all of a sudden? I shrugged back.
Because you're still my boss in a way, ain't you? Hard to get paid if you keel over.
The boss is my dad, Sam. Just an assistant manager.
Don't think I'd be around too long if you weren't calling some of the shots.
Looks in the mirror and rakes his claws to the fur on his head. When the whole lot of us out of town, I'm not going to have to do these things anymore. You'll say.
So you're saying it's only temporary?
Yeah. I laugh.
What? Nothing.
It's clearly something.
It's just that you sound more and more like me each day.
God, that's true. Jesus. That's supposed to be a compliment?
Not really.
You really know how to sweet talk a guy.
Whoring ain't about sweet talk. It's about doing these done and getting paid.
Who says I had any interest in whoring?
You're already doing it.
I'm not.
Do you really want to fuck all those men downstairs?
Well, looks down. Why wouldn't I?
Because they're complete strangers and you don't know what they're after. You come into this room with them and they want you to do something, you'll have to do it. Clients get angry when they don't get what they want.
They're not my clients.
There's something you want from them, don't you?
It's not that simple. It's a cluttered mess and mix of a lot of things.
If you're fucking for some other than love or pleasure, that's whoring. Plain and simple. With my vanity and looked straight into the mirror.
I suppose you have a point.
Do you get it now? Not slowly.
Yeah.
So are you still going through with it all? Rolls his neck and bites his lip.
I think that I should.
Can you live with that? Looks at me.
How do you?
I chuckle. Not very well. He laughs too.
You know, I used to fuck a whole lot more.
For love and pleasure?
Pleasure at the very least. Love was always harder.
You ever love anybody?
I used to love Ralph. He loved me too in his ways.
And what happened?
After my brother died, he left for school.
He came back, didn't he?
12 years later.
I shrug. You both still seem close.
When somebody's your best friend, it seems like you can pass by all the days in the universe and pick up with them like no time has passed at all. Except it did, and now you're both different. You both want different things you did before, and then you become strangers again without even knowing it. I don't think we want the same kind of life.
So what kind of life do you want?
Some a little more glamorous than a shop cape. A little less stuff than a chamber musician.
Looks at me smiling weakly.
Why, do you think I'd make a good whore?
I think you already do. I'm not joking.
Jesus, Sam.
He raps his knuckle against the wood.
Sex used to be the one thing in my life that I wouldn't let work in my family touch. It's apparent to me now that I couldn't even do that at the end of the day.
Only now you can say that if somebody wants to fuck you, they have to pay.
Why is this being discussed in such a casual manner? This is fucking horrifying. Like, this is genuinely some of the most... It's fucking scary. Okay, I don't... This kind of thing should only be between two people that genuinely fucking love each other to the point that they actually want to do this to strengthen their bond. This type of shit fucking scares me.
No more free ride than a job's a job, he exhales.
Can I make up my mind about it later?
Just do what you have to do.
I just want to know, are you going to show up in this room tonight?
Yeah, I have a job to do.
Alright, that gives me enough to think about. Just have one request.
And what's that?
Can I have a real kiss before you do any of this? Some just for me.
I don't know what to say. Been to the slide, it's gonna be a bad night for him. I don't want to kiss him out of pity. That would be far too cruel. Do you really think you'd be prepared to live the same kind of life that I do? Just based on how you handle what you already have to handle. And to follow that wherever it goes.
Well, I really don't know. Can't tell what it was like unless you've walked it.
Think for a second. Life I live is selfish.
So what if it is?
Because I don't think you have a selfish bone in your body. And that's a problem for me.
Why would I need to be selfish to care about you?
Because I don't want to be responsible for you curling up to die. You know me what? A week? There's tears in his eyes.
So?
So why do you think I'm good enough for you?
Because I think you are. Listen to me. I know that you know what I did. His eyes widen and the tears flow faster. Do you really want to miss somebody who's going to be gone? I'm already talking with you like you're gone. I watched you and waited for you so long, and now that I get to talk to you, it's like you already decided you're gone. But you're not gone. I can see you, I can touch you, I can hear you. What happens when somebody comes for me? Stupid and sloppy. If it isn't the sheriff who comes for me, it'll be somebody else. Sooner or later, I'm gonna have to get out of town, or else I'm gonna be buried here, and soon. And that's what we'll do. That's what who'll do. You'll come with me when Jim gets out. You'll come with me when Jim gets out of town. I blink. No offense, but do you really want to rely on that guy to help us? It's the one thing that won't make you look like you're running away, isn't it? Oh, so. I'll tell you what. If you don't kiss me tonight, then I'll accept my feelings aren't real. It'll hurt, but I'll promise to live. My heart is pounding in my chest. Part of me wants to touch him, smooth down his ears, and hold his head as I stick my tongue down his throat. But I'm not gonna break him. He's been battered so much and gets back up every time. She's gonna be the last one to do it. Not me. No, not me. Can I surprise you on the off chance that I decide to? Yeah. That's good. No promises, though. I never expect those anymore, really. Good. Now then, you want to ditch this party with me? Oh, you said you're going to be in your room for them. Sure did, but that's hours away, and sure as said ain't nobody paying me to attend a goddamn bachelor party. We have to distract them so they wouldn't know us is gone for long. My friend Cynthia is an expert at diversions. Let me see what I can arrange. Let me see her darting in and out of the kitchen. Takes her the third time to see me in the washroom. Makes eye contact and tilts her head. Glances behind her shoulder, puts an empty tray on a counter, and walks towards me slow. I could have screamed my head off seeing your big red eyes staring from the dark if I wasn't so used to it. Yeah, that's certainly a description. What are you doing down here? Thought you would guest entertain. They, ain't exactly my guests. Sam. Go with her more before we saw him, and Cynthia jumped. If one more man hops out here at the showers, I'm gonna scream for real. It's not gonna be pretty. Sorry. But need an opportunity to slip away from them for a while. They shut her and I looked to a cautious one. They violent? I mean, they could be. I technically don't know. Not to my knowledge, nor on the uppity side of things. Yeah, I could tell they're out of towners. I can handle them if I know what I'm dealing with. I don't like to mess with unpredictability. I get the feeling that the less chance I have to make them mad, the happier they'll be when one comes. They look rich while I'm in. What do you need me to do? Big, long distraction that'll tire folks out. Leave them a bit dazed. Easy. That's such a relief. Murdoch? This time Cynthia did scream, followed by a surge of words in a language I don't understand. Customers aren't allowed in here! And what's he doing here? Just at the fox. We're trying to get out of the party without Jim getting furious with us. You'll leave me alone with him. You can come with us. No, you're leaving me alone with him. Somebody's gonna guide their hungover shells to that wedding tomorrow, and if it's not going to be you, it's going to be me. Why does it have to be either of us? Because I heard what Harley wants you to do. I heard from the bathroom back at the house. I don't know who Harley is, but you all need to leave soon. Want a loud and long distraction. I've never heard a better call than a hootenanny. None of you play guitar? Not well. Well enough. Well, if he starts the song, the rat can finish. The name's Ralph, sweetheart. She crinkles her nose on him. I don't need to know who you are there on the timer. Just borrow the instruments backstage. That would belong to Dora. She doesn't lock him up during performance hours. It's fine if you put it back where it belongs. Oh, is this Is this where the fucking animatic is the animatic gonna happen here? Is it gonna happen here? Because I feel like it's gonna happen here. We all walk out and take our positions. Cynthia walks up to... This is a new CG. Cynthia walks up to one of the women on stage, transitioning between performances. They nod emphatically and guide Cynthia forward to the middle microphone on stage. Y'all have a bang-up time? Hoots and hollers shout into the stage. Here at the Hip we have a little tradition I know most of y'all are familiar with. It's high time we had ourselves a hootenanny. Her stage voice is ridiculous. Best song wins a free drink. Now let's say, you that the Red Fox in the formal get-up. Get your tail on up here. Murdoch looks real bashful. Well, thank you for the opportunity, miss. World's yours, mister. Ah, Murdoch. You see, folks, this song I'm about to sing is special. Me and my friend Revo there have asked my mother. We're asking my mother to attend this party for our musical abilities. I'll pretend not to be seen. So rusty as I am, I'd like to do some good tonight with something I'm good enough at. This one goes out to my future brother-in-law who's trying the night tomorrow. Oh boy, this is gonna be passive aggressive as fuck, isn't it? There's an uproarious applause. Jim looks incredibly confused. Don't much care for dancing, but this is my quickest way to leave. I've been long enough ready. My fucking chest is like going crazy right now. I'm all lightheaded. I've long been ready. Like, oh boy, it's time. It's time for an animatic. Is this literally the same song? It is. Bro, what? This is the same song. Oh, come on, really? I mean, it's cool, but it's the same song. Let's reenact a snappy scene that duds might find mundane about a pair of partners who went up and missed their train. You couldn't have come up with a different one, did you? Course the other said, we'll slire another working pooch. He tossed and taps a shoulder blade. I mean, it's cool to hear the song again, I will admit, but I wish it was different. Well, if you're feeling spry and gay, I think you know what's next. Lock eye to eye and elbows hooked and keep your partner flexed. Okay. Yeah. This is cute. Whoa, Ralph? Ralph and... okay. That's... Wet your whistle, quench your thirst, though it be hard to see. Having vice ain't always nice, but hey, at least you're free. Now take a dip and hook the dip, remind me of that... Okay, hell yeah. Did he just wink at us? What the fuck, Sam? Oh my god, really? This song again? Like, why would you sing this here? How does this have anything to do with your fucking... with Jim? Ugh. Okay, that's cool. That's like, a cool idea. Okay, then. Ruffled slacks, sweaty backs, all about the floor. Revel quietly as others about you snore. Lock gazes and think upon my scene. You may find the things that head and thoughts between. Lovers light, morning dark, and everything you know. There's many locks and keys. I'm sorry, you're kissing in a public place. Oh no, they're outside. Okay. I was about to fucking say, that's a bit... that's... okay. Oh my god. They're cute. They're cute. They're so cute. Aww. I wish it was different, but that was honestly a cool little section there. We're panting and laughing as the wind whips around us. Did you see Ralph's face when he caught that guitar?
I'm gonna ring you out next time I sees you.
James expressed when your friend cut him off. My sides, I never hurt this much from laughing.
Didn't think you'd be laughing much at all tonight.
Oh?
It's a welcome surprise.
So what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
Why are you asking me?
Because I don't get to ask what you like to do enough.
I know I'm usually living waits until I'm sore.
Is that how you get your arms that big?
They could be bigger.
They're monsters compared to mine. All your bulk is in your legs.
At least lifting boxes is good for something. Guess it wouldn't be hard to show you how to build up your arms.
Who says I want to build up my arms?
Because if you did, you could pick up Jim and Ralph at the same time and tuck them behind the top shelf at the store.
So we are sneaking back to your room to lift weights then.
With my chin. Nah, it's a bad idea to get you sore before I was wedding. No telling what stunts they're gonna ask you to pull off tomorrow.
So where to?
I guess right there, rubbing across my heart, I was thinking. There's so much I had to do for Murdoch's folks. The last days have been all been a blur. I like to relax, sure, but I can't help but feel there's something I'm supposed to do. Because there's always something I'm supposed to do, ain't there? Look up at the fancy side above me and chuckle a little bitterly. It would be nice enough money to just take it out and treat Murdoch to a meal. Did before Wait a minute. Oh, hell, I was supposed to meet somebody the other night.
Wait, what's wrong? Sound upset all of a sudden.
Upset because I'm a goddamn idiot.
Well, I don't think so.
Listen, mind if we go across the tracks?
Not at all.
Good.
Any reason?
There's a mausoleum out there. Okay. Because I need to check up on somebody.
At a mausoleum?
Yeah? Oh. It's that student in the rose dress and straw hat.
Blythe Washington?
Yeah, that's the one. She nabbed some of my money and won't give it back to me unless I do her a favor.
She stole from you?
Nah, she doesn't know it was mine.
What?
It's a long story.
No kidding.
Hopefully it won't take too long at all.
Blythe is in the mines looking for her friend, right? God damn it. We keep talking along the way. It's a lot easier now that he sees through me and I see through him. Ain't many like to let ourselves be seen. Distant whistle of the train lets me know we aren't too far from our destination. It's the graveyard and I take a peek around me. Door of the mausoleum is slightly ajar. When I go up to open it wider, we don't see nobody. Damn it. You might have better look at a house.
Huh?
We passed on the way here, but then again I don't see any lights on in the house. Probably asleep by now.
Somebody told me that little witch didn't sleep. I'll believe them. His ears perk up.
Quad, I think I hear somebody coming.
Maybe I'm not sign of luck after all.
Careful, my dear. Those causeways are one slippery step away from twisted ankle.
Oh.
Don't worry, I came prepared.
What are you doing with Dahlia, Cliff?
They never maintain the potter's fields. Too common a practice, if you ask me. The only unmarked family name we know of is the gay man who was accused of terrible crimes. People say he's one of the unmarked graves here, but there are rumors that James Hendricks I moved the body. Ghastly stuff. There's some grain of truth to that. Well, nobody knows for sure. Not that certain is that those who say they're certain certainly do not know.
Cliff waggles a finger at her.
I bet you can't say that 5 times fast. How much will you wager? Hold on for a moment.
Crouches in front of a wooden stake.
Well, what do we have here? These ones look like they might have belonged to the Peshlikai family. Or at least somebody who thinks so. Sounds like a stretch. No, no, not a stretch at all. Take a closer look at the cloth in this post. There's 7 blue stripes placed widely next to 3 tightly packed red, and there's another 7 blue beneath them and a solitary orange. According to the locals, those people haven't lived in town since the 1870s. Oh, but this doesn't look old at all. He rises. I'll never know the specificities until I desecrate the grave, but I could never be so ghoulish. I think I've learned about as much as I can from here. Thank you for your time and your ear, but I must be off with the train. You've been nothing short of marvelous company, Mr. Tibbets. You leaving us for good? Heavens, no, not for good. But I was too ambitious to come along on my own. I'll supply my own men for the task I need doing when I next return. He dips to give her a quick kiss on the wrist, straightens his backpack, and trots off to the rest of the train station. If he's come back, I'll really have to get out of this town. I hope he never does, honestly. He's nice. Dahlia turned towards the mausoleum. Shit, she heard us. Murdoch? Evening, sister. Mr. Ayers? Very same. It's about more to us. Strange place to be in a night like this. Well, though I should clarify, whatever you choose to be can always be our little secret. Need some air as well. Suppose the preparations of all the special day is taking its toll on all of us. Quite so. Is the bachelor party tolerable? Technically, it hasn't finished. Has she been making demands of you? No more than usual. Sounds like an honest way to dodge the question, Murdoch. What about you? There have been strange ones for me. Strange how? Well, first she became cross with me when I gave her a spot of tea from Mother's collection, and she gave me a thick letter to keep, telling me not to open it unless Jim got cold feet. That's peculiar. Were the contents grim? Lord knows now. I fed it to the fire. If she decides again to burn with knowledge that's entirely not my business, then she can use her voice, not ink. I see. No matter. Wish you well in your nightly endeavors with whoever or wherever you wish to pursue them. Gives me a curt nod and turns away. Then she comes upon a gravestone and stops walking. Looks like she's deciding to say something or not. Then she turns around, looks at us, and does. Important grave over here. You should pay your respects. And then she turns away. Weird little woman. Alright. Turn him around, but he looks a bit stiff. He's walking up to the grave and he looks scared, almost as if he's making sure there's nothing below the ground, pushing up soil. You alright, Murdoch? Yeah. Walked up to read the grave he was looking at. It was one of those plain gravestones, only his surname on it. Skull. Family friend? Can't say for sure. Never got too caught up emotionally with the graves of strangers myself. I think I hear an owl hooting in the distance, and I take a look around and see if I can find it. Alright then. That's enough playing with bones, I think. That girl's not here, so might as well return to land of living. Murdoch sails and nods a few times. Yeah, sounds nice. Doesn't take long to walk back into town. It's the time of night where lights are still on in folks' houses, but the streets are empty enough to enjoy for a private stroll. Well, we went where I wanted to go. Your turn. Murdoch pokes his hands in his pockets. It's a lot of pressure to come think up something that tops that kiss you gave me. If you want, we can go somewhere else and do it again. Smiles at me. It was just the important one that I wanted. Check my watch. You better think quick then. I'm near back at the sooner than you might think. He nods. I think I'm going back with you. Stop walking. Then I whistle. You sure about that? I wasn't earlier. That's not his voice. Puts his paws flat against my chest and pushes me against a beam, pressing his waist to mine, dipping his muzzle in the air against my ear. But now pulls away with momentum as quickly as he came. I want to go through what you do. I think I'm ready for the men now. Lean over in just a bit, put Lori on a posture to look him in the eyes. Are you sure you want to do this? Doesn't break eye contact and nods. I sigh and nod. We'll see about that. I get as close as I can without kissing him again. I'll make it as easy for you as I can. Please don't fucking. Okay, I'm gonna have to fucking pause it. Jesus. God damn it. There's a fog swirling inside the drinking all of the saguaros hip when we return to it. Alert postures have long been replaced with the slouches that smoke and spirits grant. Piano players abandon jauntiness in favor of meek, delicate scales. Most of the showgirls have long since abandoned their stations, but a few flirt amongst the bars prepared to transition to their night duties. And I do the same as Sam pulls. Oh, okay. Holy shit, okay then. POV switch, fucking based. As Sam pulls him by the cuff of his shirt up the stairs and towards his room. He exchanges some whispers with the Masquerade woman who nods and rushes off to deliver directions. There are buckets waiting for us. He asks me if I need help clean, but tell him I already know how. We rinse together, giving one another dignity in the opposite direction. Doesn't take me long. Pat myself dry and dress myself, chuckling to myself, knowing I'm just dressing to be undressed. And then I wait outside for them by the door. See them walking in a row, down the hall like criminals in a pact, coming towards me to engage in something just as criminal. Smell of booze and the ardor of men's deep revelry clouds the air when they approach his room. Gesture them my arm, beckoning as if I'm just another waiter. Your sense of service,
Well, sense of service is a nice touch, kid.
Physician pats my cheek and his paws linger on my face as he lets the back of his wrist smooth down my whiskers. The grim congressman says little and does not make eye contact with me, but the tent in his pants speaks for him. Jim is the last to pass me by, but he's close enough and full of enough rum for me to feel the warmth radiating off his cheeks. Remember his smell. Remember that low murmur of his voice and how it rumbles like a plea, all bravado shed whenever I know he really wants something. And this might be the last time we get to do this for a while. Let's make it good for each other. I don't know if it was ever wholly good, even if it feels good. It makes me stir between my pants all the same, leading me by my collar into Sam's room. Oh god, I'm going to have to pause it. I'm almost positive it's going to happen in a fucking second. Sam is on the bed, leering at them as they walk in. He's shirtless, but his pants are still. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. There's a closet for your nice coats.
Is this room not the closet?
Take the jacket for him before he complains any longer. We could all do with getting a little closer anyhow. Jesus fucking Christ.
Only you.
Oh my god. There's always fucking Christ. Okay, nope. That's over. Fuck that scene. That's all I gotta say. Fuck that scene. Absolutely unnecessary. I mean, not really unnecessary because we know that the whole thing is really fucked up with, like, God, it's just fucked. It's a fucked situation, and now it's over, and I'm really uncomfy. I hear the door open and then footsteps. Murdoch. Watch him. Lifts his arm as if stupefied. What the hell was that? A good job, I should hope. Want to enjoy it.
Well, you always enjoy it.
I do, Jim. You're just not the reason why. Seems like you're afraid that you did it too. That you did too.
Stop blowing out wind. I already know that I enjoy it.
So then the problem's just enjoying it too much.
We're just different, you and me. Just can't catch the same sort of reputation you have.
Reputation? That's news to my ears.
Now's a good time to open them for a moment. My tastes are not your own.
I'm not subservient. Oh my fucking god. Here we go with the fucking... Oh god. Fucking knew it was coming, this piece of fucking shit. Sexist homophobic bigot over here. Yet if I... Oh, fucking Christ. Those words stopped in place and I saw his tail shiver. Give him a sympathetic smile. See what I mean?
No.
You won't imagine yourself tonight. Something's different. Chuckling Reed as my bow tie walking towards him, touching him on the arms. Seems to me like you're overthinking things. You've had a long drink and excitement. I would be too, considering the big day tomorrow. Or, jerks free of my embrace.
You're just acting suspicious.
My lips fall into a frown. Suspicious how? The gaze lingers on me.
Funny thing that you're not right this instant, but you're different sometimes.
I chest fan back in the bedroom. Shake my head. I swear that I don't mean any offense. Jim bites his lip.
I think I believe you, but I know that something queer just happened.
Oh, in more ways than one. Yeah, something queer definitely just happened, but Jesus. Ew, I fucking hate this dude so much.
Even if I can't put words to it yet.
Door to Sam's bedroom opens.
Wish to talk again after the party.
I try to stay dry for you, but no promises. The big puma takes up the entire door frame before he steps aside, wiping his mouth as the other two bachelors stumble past the door, fully dressed but somewhat clumsily.
Now there's a routine that would keep me spry.
Greyhound lifts his brow regarding the cat.
Not have seen you move so quickly. Had to keep up with Old Faithful over there.
Turned his head to Jim, waggling his eyebrows. Fuck you, Ruben. I mean, this entire situation is so fucking fucked. Jim chuckled darkly as he passed me, regaining poise, crossing his arms over each of their necks. Ugh.
Sounds to me like you both finished.
Jesus fucking Christ, stop. Smell like booze.
But we all smell.
Oh, God. Christ almighty. Three of them laughed as they swayed down the stairs. Good, fuck off. Hey, Sam.
Yeah?
Can you walk me home before Ralph sees me?
Yeah.
Boy. We passed the hoots and hollers of the stage below and the drunken laughter emanating from the powder room as we descend the staircase. Jesus Christ, man. I'm extremely uncomfortable after that. He is home. We stare at the brick house with the candlelight in the window.
Don't have to call it that.
It's just a bit of a reflex. That was the party.
About as good as I could have expected. Really didn't have to come back with me.
I decided that I wanted to. Did I do all right for my first time? Jesus Christ, why are you asking that? That was a fucking horror. I hated that so much. God, fucking hell.
Alright enough. Besides the point, that wasn't your first time.
Jesus Christ, stop. We stir some more of the house. Tired, sweaty, struggling to stay awake.
So what made you slip up?
Lux looks down, shaking his head. He laughed at me. I didn't like it. They'll do that sometimes. It's not your fault, though. It's not? No. Your senseful rhythm is impressive. Watching you made me want to try harder. Jesus fucking Christ, stop. This is a fucking... this is a terrible conversation. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tail swishes back and forth like it's gliding in a figure-8 motion. Maybe don't try as hard as me.
Why's that?
Because we're only halfway through this all. That's a fucking fourth wall break. I wouldn't want you to lose all your energy. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fair enough. That might go to let some air in.
This formal wear is killing me.
My mother'll do the killing if we get them dirt before the big day.
That body was pretty rough on the suit.
We had them out in the garden, we'll be fresh for tomorrow.
Is the gate locked?
Somebody lit the lantern.
Is it your mother? Don't energy prepare for something like that right now.
If it's anybody, I have to presume it's Holly. You presume right.
Whoa!
Did I alarm you, Mr. Ayers?
Didn't expect you to be there is all.
I find people often show up when you least expect them to.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
My fiancée, for instance.
I'll turn around to see where she's glancing. Jim is walking up into the light, both his hands in his pockets, looking a bit sullen.
Jim, oh, you'd still be a party.
Throwing in the towel a bit early, considering this is the second time you both snuck off.
Second time?
Eyes narrowing on Murdoch first, then on me.
You and Ralph supposed to escort him tonight. Yeah, well, fuck you.
They did. Rat's still with my other friends, in fact.
Well, then at least one of them is taking this serious.
Fuck off, you cunt! Jesus!
Hey, says I'm not taking things seriously. Well, look at him. He's clearly upset. Shouldn't have to remind you how you and Ralph get when you're idle. We're rarely idle, but when we can be, we've earned it.
I am upset, Holly. Murdoch tremble, but he's not the reason. Stops. Tilts her and opens the fence.
And whatever is the matter, dear?
I came all this way just to see what these two are up to. Mostly because when people sneak off and don't tell you why, they're generally up to no good or something fun. Here they are, waddling home to you.
It's rather late, isn't it?
Please let me finish, dear. She nods.
Please do.
One of the first things I hear you do as I'm walking up is give him a command.
Well, that's simply a coincidence. No, it's fucking not. Shut the fuck up. Perhaps I don't spend all my waking hours sending him to and fro. But I do hope you'll get some grace for pushiness, considering we'll come past tomorrow. It'd be prudent for all of us to retire.
There you go again.
Am I being unreasonable?
Unreasonable, no. No, I really hate to tell you this, dear. You sound so very much like your mother when you tell a group of grown men what they ought to be doing.
Okay, there you go with the sexism again, you fucking cocksucker. Just go away. Well, then I should take this to Colin, I suppose. For all her rough-edged, irrelevant, more put-together woman than my mother.
Stop reciting Pam Simmons for a moment and listen to me. Dad, that I trust you with the truth of my... Oh, he's looking at me or Murdoch. Nature. It took less than a day for your brother to confess an attraction to me. Thought at first must have been pining when he laid eyes on me. When he shrank me tonight and buzzes about you gives me doubts.
This is very childish, Jim.
Just so happens I'm fond of childish things. But I'm fonder of the truth. Looks back at the house and back at us.
Perhaps it's not the best place to speak.
Suits me. She sighs.
He tells me you're charming. You tell me a bride alone can't satisfy you. Was there harm putting two and two together?
Only said yes because I thought he wanted this.
And he does as far as I know.
So what is the truth then? Murdoch takes a deep breath. Ollie folds her hands over her chest.
I think you're beautiful, Jim, and I'm haunted by how much I enjoy making you finish.
Here, that doesn't apply only to me.
Please. Nixon sounds disgusted. There's no need to be depressed. Shut up! I hate you. There's little I can say about this otherwise. Murdoch?
But Jim, he exhales, I really can't stand how you talk about my family. Promise they're not nearly as interesting as you think.
Or how you talk about women. Or how you talk about people like me.
I don't know why you're out to crucify me when, if I have to be honest, I'm the best thing to ever happen to you people.
How could you say that, Jim?
Your father's a few years and one violent lapse away from a sanitarium, and your mother's a muttless bitch. What's worse, I know you agree with me. He sucks her teeth.
It rarely does somebody any good to fixate on a person's faults.
You'd have to be damn well blind not to see those faults.
I'm not asking for worship or praise, I'm asking for basic decency.
And I'm once again asking for the truth. Why you stiffen between my legs and make your skin crawl? How does that make any sense?
Because maybe you're not the best thing to happen to me, but you are the...
Because maybe you're not the best thing to happen to me, but you are the best thing to happen to Holly.
Murdoch, don't make this worse. Shut the fuck up.
No, please do. I want to hear this.
I slept with you because you're a rich brat and I love my sister. It's nobody else's fault but mine.
Wait, he knows that's not true. He's just trying to defuse the situation again, isn't he? I have something I want to say.
You stay quiet. You're not even involved in this. Don't you dare talk to Sam like that! Shout makes both Holly and Jim's heads snap to him. It's the angriest I've ever heard him, and the first time I've ever heard malice in his voice directed to a family member. Murdoch?
Her voice goes calm and measured to woeful. Frame trembles, her face scrunches up.
Why are you yelling at me?
Furrow Murdoch's brow melts away, his eyes widen.
What of all the days you could choose to yell at me, could it be any other day than this one?
Swallows his...
You manipulative cuntbag. It hits somebody.
Oh, shit!
Jim and Holly remember a bystander all of a sudden. Sour glass turns pensive in her eye. A tearful look turns cold. I was there in the bathroom this afternoon. Pointed at the vixen pretending to cry. She asked him to be with you tonight. He didn't want to go. What are you, a groundskeeper? Clearly my brother's latest diversion.
He's a whore.
Of course. Ever more colorful. What makes your word reliable?
Because your servants and probably the rest of your family can hear you from the bathroom when you're out there in the fucking garden. I believe him.
Of course you do.
But even if I didn't, wouldn't that really matter at this point? That makes her turn to him and focus on only him.
Jim?
Tone of voice is wavering.
What are you talking about?
I can see that all the people in your goddamn family have screws loose. And you're apparently no better.
I'm no better? Jim, this is one of the stupidest, most melodramatic cases of insecurity I've ever the misfortune to deal with. And do you want to know why?
Why?
Because all this begins when it ends with the simple fact that you can't keep your prick in your goddamn pants.
Nobody speaks for a moment. Are you kidding me?
Think I'm kidding you, Jim? Oh, I wish I was. Oh, God, I wish I was. Do you really think most places in Christian would sympathize with an adulterer cheating on his new fiancée? Cheating on her with men? Her own brother, no less? Are you that fucking sick and crazy?
Are you really trying to spin this to turn it on me?
Always was on you, Jim. You are the problem.
You can't be serious.
Couldn't be more. But you know what? I looked past all of that. Because regardless of the depths of your depravity, I still loved you.
And I loved you too. At least I thought I did, all this insanity.
So then where are we now, Jim? Do you love me or don't you? Easy question, I hope.
He paused.
Are you fucking serious?
I don't know anymore. I have to think about that.
Why do you have to think about that?
Because I don't know what I want anymore.
You just don't know what you want, she cackled. You just don't know what you want?
Yes. Did I stutter? Wedding's off.
The wedding is tomorrow. Our family and friends are already here. Something thicken in the air as they shout and they bicker. Something lofty and heavy and smells like ozone. Fuck! One embarrassing day is better than a lifetime of regret. Feeling any different when we schedule a wedding in the city? No.
Fuck you mean no.
mean you're not canceling the wedding? Jim bursts out in laughter.
I'm afraid I just did. You can weigh the altar all you like, but you won't catch me there, my love.
Really didn't want to do this, Jim. Didn't think I would have to. But you will be there. We will be officiated by a priest. We will move to your house in the city as husband and wife, and you will make up your mind on whether or not you are for your relationship means anything to you.
What a pretty fantasy. Think I prefer non-fiction.
Jim, I am being very, very literal with you right now. Because you will regret it if you do not comply. Oh my god, this just got 10 times more fucked up. I want to slit your throat. I want to fucking kill you.
What could you possibly do that would make me regret anything more than a marriage I've been coerced into?
Jim, I have 3 informant. I want to fucking kill you. I want to strangle you to death, you homophobic bitch. Fucking suck a dick and die. Murdoch stumbles backwards. Just feel like I must have misheard.
What?
What? Jim looks pale.
Those were our private photos.
What did you think I was to do with them? Idiot! Crouches to his knees, holding his ears. Murdoch is covering his mouth.
I mean those pictures, Holly. How could you do that?
Yeah. Jim nods, confirming something to himself as the mind races.
Yeah, that's right. You go down, so does he. You wouldn't do that to your own brother.
I think I considered doing it to you, but here we are.
You'll have to get rid of those pictures, Holly. This is stupid. This is mean.
None of this is even going to get us out of this town. I don't know why you're panicking. You're not in any real danger, Murdoch. How many times have I gotten you out of trouble? No! More times than I can count, and more times than I'm sure she's been willing to share. Don't you know how many people in town know what you are? You're safe. Please just trust me. Please somebody cast the first stone from lying about any of this.
You're allowed Bud and see Holly's frame shift side. Someone threw a stone at her? What the fuck?
She's shrieking.
My arm! Who the hell did that?
That's... Holy fucking shit. Holy